Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Press the Action Button podcast here on digital-delirium.com. As always, I am your host, Joystick, or Valeric, or FS Metal, or Josh, whatever the fuck you want to call me. I am a man of many names. No, Ham is Tim. Tim is Ham. Joining me this week, hadn't been here in a long fucking time, is Towel or Jason, whichever one you want to go by.
Towel. Hi. How are you?
That is Towel, and also with us is...
Radio Shaper.
It's been even longer since he's been here, so how is everybody?
Doing okay.
Doing alright.
Tired, but I'm doing okay. I'm here.
Yeah, I understand the tire. I mean, it's always a long weekend when you're here, but it's a fun one, and fuck you for farting at me.
Oh, sorry.
Eat shit pie.
That's more like eat shit pie.
Okay.
Because farts smell like shit.
Yeah, I got it.
And he farted at me. It's fucking gross.
On your face. Smell.
Can we talk about DashCon?
He told me about
Okay, this one...
It's some stupid convention that doesn't matter.
Okay. DashCon happened like a week after AC, which, you know, and there's the same weekend as SGC in Dallas, which was a successful fucking convention. This one was an unmitigated fucking disaster. And I'm proud of myself for using the word unmitigated correctly.
Good for you. You're
Yay!
Yeah!
Anyway, okay. What DashCon is supposed to be is a...
Pony.
No.
Oh!
You would think that based on the name Ponies, but it was originally called TumbleCon. And it's centered around Tumblr. It's centered around a social media website. So, yeah, I know. It's kind of like having a con centered around Twitter, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So, fuck that shit.
How the hell do you have a...
Why the hell do you need Twitter?
We don't need Twitter.
Nine Quarterly would be there, like one of the best Twitter feeds ever. Sometimes, you guys would like it. You might not like it, Joystick, but everyone else here would like it.
Why, what is it?
Tell us more.
I'm making ramen here.
God, will you fuck you then.
Making ramen.
So anyway, they held a Kickstarter to fund this con. And fell, Kickstarter. But they fell like $500 short of their goal, right? And then they took the money and decided to go forward with it anyway and took more funding after that. So,
Rip, by the way.
the first Friday of the con arrived.
I was thinking the same thing. Anyway, I'm sorry.
And one of the first things that happens on that Friday night when after the con starts is they go out there and say that if they don't gather $17,000 by the time 10 o'clock, by 10 o'clock that night, they're all going to be kicked out of the hotel. Does this smell of bullshit to anybody else?
No, bullshit.
Yeah, and okay, in order to have a convention, you have to book your hotel in advance, right?
Correct.
So how the hell do they have this hotel booked and then they suddenly need $17,000 more for this to go off? Does that make any sense to anybody?
No.
Or does that just smell like a scam to everybody?
Smells like shit.
Oh, but it gets better. Okay.
But there's more.
They gathered the money, and somehow they gathered the money from all these poor saps that attended this fucking thing. Alex has brought beer.
Fortune.
Donka Shane.
2 beers for 4 guys.
Oh, I thought he was going to start singing as soon as I said that.
I already had a couple, so it's okay.
That was a 6-pack.
I thought Radio Schaefer was going to start singing as soon as I said Donka Shane.
I gave up singing because of that fucking little thing that Martha had an issue with.
That's because that was a YouTube. I don't know.
I'm not even sure that that's legit. I think they might fall under fair use.
I think it was just Tim being.
I thought it was fair use.
Yeah, it would fall under fair use, but YouTube does not give a shit about fair use.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't subscribe to those laws.
Fuck them. I mean, but you're not going to get sued over anything like that. You'll just get your video flagged and you'll probably get it taken down. But I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like he was afraid that you get sued for copyright issues.
He was just fallacious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's afraid of.
He's overblowing it a little bit, but YouTube also overblows copyright things. But
Whoa.
anyway, They asked for $17,000 at the con. They get it, so the con goes on. Unfortunate to everybody who actually bothered to show up to this fucking piece of shit, because they had booked a podcast called Welcome to Night Vale, which I've never heard of, but apparently it's like they make up this supernatural town where ghost stories and shit happen, and they talk about it like a news show on this podcast.
Like it could have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually sounds like it might be kind of cool. It'd be like having an ongoing news show about the town that the movie The Fog happens in, or something, you know? You can also say that when, like, Ferguson Jenkins. Ferguson Jenkins was a pitcher.
Oh, baseball. Sorry, I don't watch baseball.
No, actually, no.
That's a kick in my crotch.
Actually, Ferguson Jenkins was pretty damn good. He pitched for the Rangers way in, like, the 80s.
I do watch it, like I'll go to live games, but I don't really pay much attention to it. So only the Phillies are really.
Okay, so anyway.
So look at Schaefer's.
Welcome to Night
I
Vale.
don't like you.
Anyway.
I love you.
Okay, I thought you're like, you know what, you're done. You're dead to me.
Whatever.
So Welcome to Night Vale shows up, and the con staff is like, yeah, we don't have all the money right now, so we'll get you back after your panel. And Welcome to Night, and then they're like, yeah, they basically said they couldn't afford to pay us, so we just left. So, like, their main attraction just up and left.
Fail.
Oh, but that's the beginning. Okay. This was also a ticketed event. A ticket, like, you buy tickets to this, which is $65 for a first-year con, which is absurd. You and I paid, like, what, $40 to get into SGC, and that was in its third year?
Yeah, that sounds about right. SGC was pretty cool.
SGC was awesome, but first-year con, $65, and then you have to pay more to get into this Night Vale thing.
Goddamn robbery rate.
I know. Not to mention that they did this twice, because then you're all everyone here is familiar with steam-powered giraffe, right?
Yes.
Right.
Like that?
Yeah, that guy. He was supposed to show up and put on a concert, also a ticketed event. I don't know why, but he didn't show up either.
Or
Didn't give a shit. His name
He heard about the Night Vale booking it, and he's like, I'm putting as much space between me and this train wreck as possible. Like Diamond.
So everybody that got tickets to these two events that didn't fucking happen were given an extra hour in the ball pit. And let me see if I can bring up a picture of the ball pit, because you're gonna fucking love this, okay? Let's see if I can bring up a picture of the actual thing instead of like a joke picture, because this turned into a meme on Tumblr before the end of it happened. They were promised an extra hour in this ball pit.
Like Diamond.
Like dog.
in the sky.
Shine bright like a diamond.
That is the ball pit.
No.
It is
no.
literal. It looks like something that you would go like if you're escaping from a massive ship, you know, that's like sinking, like the Titanic. You would inflate that and get on it and try to float to safety.
That's like putting a bunch of Russian convicts in a boat and just being like, you do this, you do that, Mother Russia.
People.
And I love how empty this fucking room is. There are other.
Okay, so people. No.
No. Fail.
So people who attended this and
What? No.
There's a bounce
Fail.
house.
folks, look this up.
You can fit 4 people into this fucking ball pit.
So the people who missed the con got time in the. I can't imagine wanting to get in that at all, let alone getting that as a reward for being screwed out of. Why did they
Out of the
even-
con's main attraction.
If I were con staff, I would have dragged that thing back into a closet and just it would have been less embarrassing to just go. Okay, folks, there isn't really a ball pit in here. It's a figure of speech.
Yeah, this is basically it's like picture your high school gymnasium and how big that was, right?
Yeah.
The room is like that fucking size and a 4-person like inflatable fucking pool full of balls, and that's what it is.
That's like, this is like Chuck E. Cheese for slow people. Like, serious.